Now then, welcome back to New Eriador. Lovely rainy day on the server. I've just been down the Skelly farm, just made myself an axe efficiency 4. Repairing the other axe that I had, with no enchantments on it, was going to cost me 3 diamonds to repair it, so I just decided to make myself a brand new axe out of those 3 diamonds and enchant it, and then I'll use this other one that I've stored away now to repair this new axe in a future time. But efficiency 4 axe should make this tree farm a lot easier to manage. It's horrible weather, and I've got some building to do today. The farms I've already shown you up to this sort of point. This sort of point here is still my area that I've been working from. Got all my gear in there for doing stuff. But I've now included a sugarcane farm with a little coastal walk around the side here, around the outside of the sugarcane farm. There's little pockets of water all the way through it, with lily pads on and stuff. It's not quite finished. I've done a few little intricate little bushes, just little bushy trees, just to stick out from over the top of them all. But it's fairly much just a breakdown all of the sugarcane and collect them all. I've got some more lily pads to put down in a few of the other bits so that things like that don't fall in, just to optimize the efficiency of collecting the sugarcane without having to jump down into pools. Most of the water is covered with lily pads already in the area that I've done. None of it's really, oh dear, like falling down into the water on that case when you're breaking stuff as well to change the level of where your mouse is. That's another one. Lots of the time, I'm not going to be touching this at all, but it's here for when people need a bit of sugarcane. That's all it is. Let's put some of these back over here. Yep, like that. And then we've got a little walkway through. I could potentially put some string on various heights as well. Get some string and put string on top of the sugarcane to stop it growing, so I could actually make it look more formatted. So it actually has, like this is going to be a 2 tall, this is going to be a 1 tall, and so on. But then it's not an active farm, it's more just a feature, a visible feature for the place. And that's okay, I'm quite happy that most of these farms are just a feature for the place. But I'm trying to give it a use as well. So it's a pathway through here. We've got all of this here. I think all of this is all set up at the minute. Yep. Got to add a few more water bits and pieces to do it. But that's not what I'm interested in doing this episode. Look at the difference in colour between biome types there. Meh. Oh well, it's alright. Maybe this isn't the best biome for sugarcane, but it's another added feature. Another little feature farm. I've also got, I failed to show you when I was walking past it, this under tree, kind of going to be a rough mushroom farm. I'm going to try and find a better lighting source that's just enough to stop the mob spawning, but allow mushrooms to spread out around the bottom of this big tree here. Hopefully I can figure that one out. Shouldn't be too difficult. We've got lots of fences put in all around the place now, and fence gates. Locked it all in all the way around the outside, locked all this in so that mobs shouldn't be able to get anywhere they're not supposed to. And there's a buffer zone between the town itself and the outside world of farms and fences that the mobs shouldn't be able to get through, if possible. If it's possible. Unless somebody leaves the gate open, which is why I've put a few pressure plates down on the inside, so people can come in and they will automatically close behind them to stop the mobs coming in. That's the plan over there. So the gardens, I've got another patch here that I've got to fill in with some rural vegetation, some agriculture. I've got a little path running diagonally across to that side, so it's going to be a little bit different to some of the other farms. And then we've got to continue going round the whole of Spawn with farms and little features like that. It's a long way off, but I don't need to show you any more of that. I'll just carry on doing that in time, in spare time. Here, I've done a lot of farming up the wood. That's why I needed a new axe, because my old axe was virtually done. I've had a little bit of a shortage of birch saplings. I've just managed to get it back up to 6 birch saplings, because when I stack the birch saplings too close together, the trees' leaves that they produce also get close together. So you end up with like 1 or 2 trees worth of leaves, but 6 trees worth of wood. But you only get the 1 or 2 trees worth of leaves, so you only get 1 or 2 trees worth of saplings coming from the leaves, and therefore you can't replace 6 trees with 6 saplings. You can't replenish. There's no positive profit from it. There was a negative, so I ended up with 1 birch sapling at one point, so I had to spread them out a little bit. So I'm going to do a bit more figuring out and experimenting. Oh, sorry about that. Had something urgent to take care of, and I had to log off for a bit. Right, so where were we? I think I was about to start building my shop. I think that is what my plan is for today. That was the plan all week. I've been doing all the prep work I can towards it. I just hope I don't run out of wood, really, because I've got a fairly good supply of wood. I've used a lot of this for all the fences, so I haven't quite got as much as I should have. I've got a fair bit of wood. I mean, this is a wood shop, so I can build on supply. So long as I get all the basics done. I'd like to have some form of automation in my shop. Some form of, put your money here and I will give it back. I will give you the items. So I'm considering that this first level here will be the shop, with potentially vending machines. Okay, so the floor, shop, vending machines, and then under the floor, the next level down, maybe where the sand is there, a couple of blocks, like 3 blocks high, I would have the redstone level, so I can redstone around inside there, to do all the dropping and hopping and all that. And then this bottom level, these bottom 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, 4 blocks tall at the bottom here would be like the warehouse from out here. So 4 blocks tall means that I'll put the door 4 blocks up and then seal all the rest in for redstone. So I'll have a redstone level. I think that'll work. I think that'll do me justice in the long term. But we do need to start making stuff. So let's begin with basic planks of wood. Now, I'm not going to do a fancy floor, although I had thought about doing a fancy pattern floor along here. I'm just going to do basic planks for now, get the function in and the outside done, and then I can fancy it up and change a few blocks here and there to try and do some sort of pattern in the floor here. I don't really need it to be a pattern floor before I start. I'll do some flooring later. So for now, oak planks will get us going. And I've also got oak planks on the outside edge, which may prove a little problematic as well. Let's go and make sure I've got the place lit up down there. Yep, it all looks torch lit well enough. Okay, and having the stairs here is not going to be a good thing either, because you don't want to walk straight in through the front door of the property and then have the stairs going down. Maybe if I move the door here and then had a side entrance exit here for myself, like a little side door. Tradesman entrance. Tradesman's entrance, that's it. That's what we'll do. We'll have a tradesman's entrance. Let's pop a wall up here. So I've got a tradesman's entrance going down. There we go, that'll do it. And I'll put some proper steps in and things like that in a bit. Hey, Rooster. Let's have the main front door then just here. So this can be our main front door. Now, already I'm seeing a lot of oak wood planks when we've got so much to choose from that I need to mess with it just a little bit. Yeah. Maybe. Because we're going to have chests around the outside, so I suppose it's not going to matter too much. I'd need to get some colour combinations of woods and things sorted out to make things a little bit better. Let's take these guys out. Come on. They're just after that one villager over there. And they have been for quite some time. I want the XP though. So I'm going to go and get me XPs off it. Thank you. And you took a hit. You can die as well. Give me the XP. Thank you. Hey, zomboids. I might as well try and get myself to like to level 30 with this zombie farm. From this range, back of the head, these arrows do quite a lot of damage. He managed to get hit off. That's because I didn't pull the bow back far enough. Wow, did you see me worry then so much? Poink. We need a little farm of some kind here, a zombie farm, a villager zombie farm. Maybe that's something I'll mess about with someday in the future. Instead of having a spawner zombie farm, we just have a darkened room with the villagers in it. Just to attract all the zombies. Grab all that stuff. Alright, so, anyway, when it's daylight, I should be able to get a little bit more progress done without being a bit distracted by a few zombies over there. It could be an issue over the long term, though. Hot ham, okay, see you. Oh, he's gone already. Before we could say goodbye. I'm thinking the first thing that I want to do, the main feature, because really the shop, right? The shop isn't going to be amazing. I'm going to make it a nice little shop. I'm going to make it a nice looking little feature shop. But the main feature I want is going to be just there. Just filling this space up and around it. And then the shop can grow into that. Alright, so I'm gonna make you aware of it. It's gonna be so that from these sort of angles when you come into the district, it's not the shop itself that you're looking at. And a lot of the shops in town are cool enough looking, but they're not amazing. There's nothing. I like the cake, and the shops are using all the odd building blocks that people don't really want. I think, like the chicken there is just using those blocks because it's the closest to being a chicken, and the health places and all that, they've got a little bit of a theme to them. They've got good block choices, but we're not having some fancy great big buildings anywhere, so I don't need to make my shop too fancy, just function properly. So function's going to go in there first. So what I think I will focus on this episode is doing a tree that grows from below here up and over, and I want a kind of really big mixed up windy tree. I've got a kind of a twirly tree in mind, and it comes from like cutting these things down. If you go in and cut one of these down, you generally will staircase your way up it. Right? This is something Hot M put in the comments the other day, that he goes up like this, and I remember, yeah, I used to do this as well. I used to do cutting all the way up, cutting a little passageway up, and then working your way back down again. So what I'm thinking is having a windy tree that sort of works off that principle, like a couple of blocks up, move on one, a couple of blocks, move on one, a couple of blocks, move on one, going up from down here somewhere. So I need to dig out. You git! How did you get in? Oh my dates! How did you get in? I heard that. Where did he get in from? He must have hopped over these sides here. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. So I got some cleaning up to do as well by the looks of it then. Okay. Well, there you go. And I've got one dispenser left out of all of those. Great. The torches have disappeared off the side as well. I got 3 in my inventory, so 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to fix that up as well, guys. Yes, now I've got to fix that up as well. 1 piece of dirt left. Why, thank you, creeper. Way of the exploding tree. Well, anyway, I'm going to take out a bit of this, get some dirt up there, and make it almost look like the dirt's being held in. So the tree itself is going to start inside of this, so I don't spoil this section here. I just have it so the tree starts inside there. And it's going to be fairly wide, so I think I'm probably going to go a few wide. Let's put some of these down as a starting point. So a bit of a root coming out there, and then 1, 2, 3, maybe another little root coming out there, something like that. A nice decent sized tree, but it's going to start off big and twirl around itself and go up and over the top of the shop to form almost like a canopy roof of the shop. That's my plan. That's my plan, Stan. But I need to do a bit of prep work in the area first. So I'm going to get on with that off camera and be back to show you what I've done when I've done. Alright, well, for right now, that has the effect that I was looking for without being polished. So at the minute it's just flowing around and you get a feel of a turning round. I could have probably done with making the base a bit bigger, but I have made it smaller getting inside. It's kind of growing up around the side of the building because it comes under here a bit. We've got a general run through, a theme going through it all the way around. I can climb up through it as well, which is another thing that's fairly important, to be able to climb up through it so I can get round to it. But from this side, it doesn't look anything too special right now. Nothing special right now at all. I might have just gone overboard with trying to do all the wood types. And then we've got branches that are coming out so that they can develop over the top of the thing there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure right now how I feel about it 100%. Might want to make it just a bit fatter coming out of here. Can't jump up there. Okay. Maybe put a bit of acacia wood up there as well. Am I going to get up there? I guess I can go this way. Let's boost that up there so I can get in. And let's bring this acacia wood type out a little. Which means I don't really need that one in there. I can save that one for later. It's just giving it a bit more shape and feel now, I think. That's a thing that I want to try and do. A bit more shape and feel. And I think when I start putting leaves on it, that'll make it look a lot better. And then I can branch it over the top of the whole shop over here. But I need to get the outside edge looking fairly good to start off with. And I've used all the wood types, which, yeah, maybe need to change a few around and put a few branches on here and there around the place. Skippies. But in general, that is the general feel of it. So now I got to go and get myself a load of leaves. I think I've got a load of leaves in this area over here. Some of them, okay. A couple of them, okay. One of them, oh great. I can see how this is turning out. Where did all my leaves go? I got a load of jungle leaves. Okay, so I may need to get some leafiness going. I may need to get some more leaves knocked down to get enough saplings and things. The oak leaves will probably do me. I get some iron. I don't think I've got any over here, so I'll get some iron and make some shears and get some more leaves in a bit. But at least we can have a look-see. We can have a start. Possibly get some fence posts as well. Possibly get some fence posts to put little branchy bits out from it. But for a start, let's see. So the leaves shouldn't really start up until you get to maybe, say, this sort of point. And as with leafiness, you just branch things out and mix things up a bit. Let's put that there. Put a leaf up there. So you just start branching it out and pulling out the leaves, and that'll distract from the harsh changes in the colours, but at the same time it'll blend in the colours. In theory. In theory it will. Yep. Around this side we probably need a good few tree leaves coming out of here. And let's see about just sort of stacking our way up a little bit and giving ourselves a bit of a branch here and there on the way up. I've got these branches as well for thoroughly filling in a load of tree leaves here as well. So give that a go. And yeah, we'll bring this out as well here. Don't want to fall, thank you. There we go. Let's give that a first look. I've got one more. Let's put it up there. out of the way. Okay. So we've got the first look at what the leaf might show. What the leafiness may show. So you can see it already starts blending in the structure, and just adding leaves onto it will mean that with the light going through the leaves and the vision going through the leaves, it'll break it all up, and I can just stagger the leaves around and about and bulk it out with a few carefully placed logs and a load of leaves around it, and then bring it up and over the canopy there. And I think it will be what I want it to be by the end of it. I may have to make a few compromises. But I can tweak it and change it and mess about with it between episodes. Let me get some shears and shear all that lot and carry on fixing up the leaves around there, and then we'll try and build the shop into it so that it's on the roof. Well, it's getting there. It's getting there to a degree. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it now. It's starting to feel good about the shape of it. The feel of it. The more I'm doing it, the more I'm thinking that this little section down here that I've just been doing today, the sort of the tree, I would imagine that the tree had grown out of like the garbage. Oh, there comes a Spidey coming to get his webs back. Come on then, Spidey, let's have some. Come on, you can't hurt me. Yeah, the tree has sort of grown out of the garbage. If you imagined a lumberyard, there would be lots of leaves and things thrown into the lumberyard area in the waste disposal. There'd have been lots and lots of waste disposal done. From around here, you'd cut it all down and you'd throw all the odd branches and bits of leaves and stuff into a leafy pile down there. And from that, over time, all of the little saplings and seedlings would have grown up and grown out and entwined and entangled and all sorts up the side of the building here, until eventually nobody bothered to cut it down, nobody wanted to change it, and they've left it. And that's me. I've left it. The inside of the shop, I've started just sort of randomly, and I mean randomly just placing blocks and changing wood types. I want to get all of the wood types in here instead of it just being oak floor. And so I've put a couple of windows in for a start, and that kind of looks okay. Yeah, I'm kind of pleased with the front of the shop. It's got to be a little bit random and worn down. I don't want it to be too formal, too normal, too nice. I don't want that. I don't need that in my life. This is supposed to be something of a fun build. So I've got to try and just finish off some of the gaps. Like the side entrance is slightly smaller. Although the roof is going to go over the whole top, the side entrance is slightly smaller as a sort of a don't bother coming in here. This is the tradesman entrance. And this is a bit more grand and the main front area. Now, it may undergo many, many changes yet. I'm still messing around with the block types and stuff. Still messing about. I've got the floor to mess around with. I've got other interesting features to mess around with. And I've got to put a load of chests in and things like that. And it might look a bit odd when I start putting chests in. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to be keeping or how I'm going to be keeping it or anything like that just yet. What I do know is I'm thinking of a roof design. And to be honest, I'm thinking dark oak planks. Thinking dark oak plank steps. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Can I get some buttons? Get some lightwood buttons aren't going to work. I'm going to need some stone buttons, aren't I, to put onto those bits there. I'm going to need stone buttons for that. Otherwise it wouldn't look the same. It would look a bit out of place. Yeah, I'm kind of liking it. Still a bit of fiddling and messing about to do, I should think. But it's getting there. Let's put some leaves over the top and figure that out. I'm not sure that I've got any more leaves, but we'll soon find out. Yes, I have. Okay. Let's swap some of these out for some bits and pieces there. There we go. Let's get a couple of stacks and start just lathering the leaves on. This project is more about donations than profit, I should think, in the future anyway. Let's have a few leaves that came in over here. I think I'm going to put some fence posts in here as well. So it's going to be sort of like a trellis roof, I think. Yeah. It's kind of on this section here, a bit of a trellis roof. It would be nice to put it here as well, but I think I'll probably just put some more planks in there. Just for now, something like that. Let's mix it up a bit. Let's put another bit of that in there. I don't normally like jungle wood, but in this build, because they're all the same sort of textures, even even though, oh dear, even though they're the same textures, they don't look the same necessarily. Let's go there. There we go. That ends it up better anyway. And then just put a load of leaves down over these bits like this. A little bit up into the rafters where the tree's grown through. Let's do that. It's also a little walkway up for me. Let's fill these in a little bit like that. And another one up. Okay. And then we're going to have the leaves have come all the way up and over. I want to spread it out this way a little bit as well. Fatten it out a bit. And bring the leaves across and over and down. I want to put loads of leaves on. Like tons and tons. Until they kind of falling down like so. To give it that. We've got a tree growing over the top of our house. Look. And yes, I'm being very random about it to start off with. Get some more height over here. Yeah, that'll do. And maybe another one there. Just to start this half of the roof sorted. Yeah, and maybe down a little bit down here. Like so. There we go. Right. That's probably far enough, because we don't want it to look too out of place. Even though I'm doing it very randomly, I don't want it to look completely out of whack, odd silliness. Let's build this up a bit more. Another bit here. Let's bulk this bit out a bit as well. Over here some more. There we go. And that should be pretty good. I'm going to change bits and pieces around, but the general feel of it will be that. Yeah, yep, that's kind of the look I'm going for. I wish the rain would stop, but you can get it. You can see it. You can see the kind of feel. Now, none of this is 100%. I will be changing blocks. This is me doing it fairly quickly to make an episode. I gotta think of getting these episodes for you guys sorted out. So there's going to be time when I want to just sit back and make the most of a few hours just rearranging a few blocks here and there. Just a little change here and a little change there, just to make it a little bit better than it already is. Let's bring the tree out a little bit over here. Just like those little touches. Just those little touches like that, just to give us a little bit of an overhang and give us a true feel of a bit of an overgrown logging shop selling lots and lots of wood types, because they've patched the whole place up with lots and lots of woods. That, my friends, is the end of another episode on New Eriador. Thank you so much for watching, my loyal vanilla fans. I will see you in the next episode, and hopefully hopefully, I'll have had some ideas of how to automate some sort of payment and maybe do some sort of redstone in the shop. And I'll get the rest of the roof on and things like that. So until then, thank you very, very much for watching. I will see you next time on New Eriador.